I'd been counting down to our family cruise. Then I opened Instagram. Everyone was on the ship except me. I called my sister. She laughed. "We've changed the departure date. Thought you wouldn't want to come anyway." I hung up. Soon they regretted it. Sup, Reddit. This all went down over the last few months, and I'm finally ready to share it with you. I'd been helping my parents financially and paying my sister's tuition. Then I found out I was left off the family cruise. Their excuse? "We thought you wouldn't want to come anyway." I'm Adam, 29 male, pulling 70-hour weeks in corporate finance in Denver, and the only thing keeping me from losing my mind was this family cruise. 7 days in the Caribbean for my parents' 40th anniversary. Bought new gear. Even got one of those ridiculous Hawaiian shirts. The whole package. Thursday night, I'm at my apartment, scrolling Instagram. Then I see it. My cousin Tyler's story. Clear water. Cruise ship deck. My mom and her sun hat. My dad with some tropical drink. Aunt Karen doing an embarrassing dance. My grandpa, who I thought was too sick to travel. Everyone. On a cruise ship. The one that was supposed to leave Saturday. The one I'm supposedly on. I sat there staring at my phone for like 5 minutes, trying to process the whole thing. But the timestamp didn't lie. Posted 2 hours ago. Location. Royal Caribbean, day 2. Wait, day 2? That means they left Wednesday. 2 days ago. Checked my phone. No missed calls. No texts. Just the group chat from a week ago, where mom confirmed, "Can't wait to see everyone." I called my sister Ashley, 26 female. She's fresh out of grad school with the marketing degree I'd been funding. She picked up on the 4th ring. "What's up? Are you on the cruise right now?" Pause. Then laughter. "Oh, yeah. Oops, did nobody tell you? We changed the departure date last month. Thought you couldn't make it anyway since you're always so busy with work. I've had this blocked off for 6 months. Look, I don't know what to tell you. Mom said she mentioned it. Must have been a misunderstanding or something. You're probably better off anyway. You'd just be stressed about work emails." "Have fun," I said. Hung up. Pulled up the family group chat. Scrolled through weeks of messages about the cruise. Excursion ideas. Dinner reservations. Cabin assignments. I'd been in every conversation. Then I saw it. 3 weeks ago. A new group chat. Anniversary cruise planning? 13 members. I wasn't in it. Screenshot. Saved it for later. Then my phone buzzed. Text from mom. "Hi, sweetie. We're having such a wonderful time. Wish you were here. Hope work isn't too stressful. Love you." The audacity was almost impressive. I didn't respond. Opened my laptop instead. Logged into my bank account. Found the recurring payment to Ashley. $1,500 a month for 4 years. 72 grand total. I hovered over cancel recurring payment. 4 years of being the reliable one. The guy who doesn't complain. Where had that gotten me? I clicked it. Payment canceled. Then I opened a new tab and started doing research. Credit card companies, authorized user accounts. Joint checking accounts from when I'd helped my parents through their mortgage crisis 2 years ago. Property records showing my name still on the deed to the cabin in Breckenridge I'd co-signed for. I'd been the family bank for so long I'd forgotten how much leverage I actually had. By midnight, I had a plan. 7 days while they were trapped on that boat with no escape. Game on. Friday morning, I took a personal day. Told my boss I had food poisoning. I spent it pulling records. Every loan I'd co-signed. Every time I'd covered someone's rent. Every temporary payment that became permanent. I organized it in a spreadsheet with dates, amounts, and current status. Ashley, $72,000 in tuition payments. No loan agreement. Completely gift-based. Mom and dad, $15,000 to catch up mortgage payments in 2022. Never repaid. Marked as family helping family. Ashley again, $8,000 to cover her security deposit and first month's rent when she moved to Denver for grad school. Tyler, $3,000 loan for his startup idea that never launched. Outstanding balance, $3,000. The cabin in Breckenridge, I'd put down $40,000 as a co-signer when my parents couldn't qualify a loan. My name was on the deed. They'd been renting it out for extra income for 3 years. I'd never seen a dime. Total investment in this family, $138,000. Total appreciation received, getting left off a cruise. I started making calls. First to the bank that held the cabin mortgage. Verified my rights as a co-owner. Turns out I could force a sale if I wanted. Interesting. Then to the credit card companies. Those authorized user cards I'd set up for emergencies only? Ashley had one with a $4,200 balance. Mom had one with $3,800. Emergency pool parties and designer handbags apparently qualified as emergencies. I canceled both cards. My phone started buzzing around 2 p.m. Ashley first. Adam, did you seriously cancel my credit card? I'm trying to book flights and it's not working. Yeah, that card was for emergencies. You've been using it for brunches and shopping. Are you kidding me right now? You're going to ruin my credit score over the cruise? Your credit score is fine. You're just not using my money anymore. This is insane. Mom was right about you. You've been weird and controlling lately, and this proves it. That stopped me. Mom said I've been controlling? Yeah, she's been worried about you for months. Says you've been distant and aggressive whenever anyone asks you for help, like you're keeping score or something. So now I'm the problem. Not them excluding me, not them draining my bank account. Tell Mom I said thanks for the diagnosis. And get your own credit card. Hung up. Within an hour, Dad called. I let it go to voicemail. Adam, I don't know what's going on with you, but canceling your sister's card while she's trying to travel is unacceptable. She's stranded at the airport, and you need to fix this immediately. Call me back. Now. Stranded. She was on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. I texted back. She has her own debit card. She can use that. Or you can give her your card. I'm not anyone's bank anymore. Over the weekend, the messages started flooding in. The cruise had docked at various ports with Wi-Fi. Saturday, Mom, Son, we need to talk about your behavior. This is beyond inappropriate. Sunday, Uncle Mike, your sister is crying. Whatever point you're trying to make, you've made it. Fix this. Aunt Karen, I always knew you were holding grudges. This family has done so much for you, and this is how you repay us? I'd paid for vacations, covered emergencies, co-signed loans, showed up to every event, and the one time I had plans they left without me and called me controlling for being upset about it. I screenshot every message, added them to my receipts folder. Then I did something I'd been thinking about since Friday. I called a real estate attorney. I'm a co-owner on a property, I explained. Want to know my options for forcing a sale or buyout? The attorney's name was Linda. She listened while I explained the situation, taking notes on a legal pad. 2 hours and a consultation fee later, I had clarity. I could force my parents to either buy me out of the cabin at market value or agree to sell it. Market value was roughly $485,000. My 50% stake, $242,500. Minus the outstanding mortgage of about $60,000, I was owed approximately $182,000. You understand this will likely damage family relationships? Linda asked, looking at me over her reading glasses. Yeah, that's the point. She nodded. Then I'll draft the notice. You'll need to send it certified mail. They have 30 days to respond with either payment or agreement to sell. If they don't respond or refuse, we file for partition sale. The court will almost certainly rule in your favor, given your ownership stake and their rental income history. I sent a certified letter to my parents' address. Legal notification of my intent to pursue buyout or partition sale within 60 days. The cruise returned Wednesday evening, exactly 7 days after it departed. Ashley, Adam, you need to call me right now. Something happened with the credit card company. They're saying there's suspicious activity and they froze my account. I can't access any of my money and I need to pay my rent this week. Not my card. Her bank account. I called the number she'd used for years. The one I'd set up as her primary account when she started grad school, because her credit was terrible and she needed a co-signer. The automated system informed me that account had been closed for suspicious activity. Funds transferred to the primary account holder. My account. I pulled up my banking app. There it was. $2,847 transferred from Ashley's account to mine. Flagged as suspicious by their fraud detection because she'd been making international charges from the cruise. I could reverse it. Send it back. Fix her access. I didn't. Instead, I got dressed and went to my gym. Hit the weights for 2 hours. Sauna after. Felt better than I had in months. When I got home, there were 23 missed calls. One voicemail from Dad. Voice shaking. Adam, your sister can't access her money. She has rent due and you need to help her fix this. Whatever's going on with you, this has gone too far and I need you to stop. Call me back immediately before things get worse. I didn't call back. Friday morning, I went to work like normal. Closed a deal to the company, got praise from the partners. My phone was on silent in my desk drawer. When I checked it at lunch, there were 54 new messages in the family group chat. I scrolled through. They were all home now, and they were furious. Aunt Karen, Adam needs to face consequences for this behavior. We can't let him think it's okay to manipulate his sister like this. Uncle Mike, someone needs to have a serious talk with him about boundaries. This is financial abuse. Mom, I'm calling his workplace. They need to know what kind of person he is. Financial abuse. I'd given them $138,000 over the years, and cutting them off was abuse. Then I saw a message from Ashley that made me actually laugh. I had to borrow money from Tyler to pay my rent. The same Tyler you lent $3,000 to. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was? I hope you're happy. The irony was beautiful. And yes, I was happy. The following Tuesday morning, my assistant knocked on my office door. There's a woman here to see you. Says she's your mother. She doesn't have an appointment, but she's insistent. I looked at my calendar. Back-to-back meetings until 3 p.m. 2 client presentations and a budget review with the partners. I was already running on 4 hours of sleep. The last thing I needed was drama. Tell her I'm booked today. She can email me to schedule something later this week. 10 minutes later, my assistant was back, looking uncomfortable. She's refusing to leave. She says she'll wait all day if she has to. Security asked if I wanted them to. But I thought I should check with you first. Through my office window, I could see my mom in the lobby, sitting in one of the chairs near the reception desk, purse on her lap, back straight, frowning and mumbling to herself. My coworker Jennifer walked past, glanced at my mom, then at me, raised an eyebrow. Office gossip would have a field day with this. I stood up, grabbed my jacket. I'm working from home the rest of the day. Tell her I already left. I walked past my mom sitting in our lobby, made direct eye contact, and kept walking. I heard her call after me. Adam! A DAM exclamation mark I got in the elevator. The last view before the doors closed was her yelling and running towards me. Drove to a coffee shop across town, set up my laptop, worked from there until 6 p.m. When I got home that night, she was sitting outside my apartment building, waiting in her car. I parked. She got out. I walked past her to the building entrance. Adam, are you serious? How could you ignore your own mother? What do you want, Mom? We need to talk. Now. No, we don't. Your sister is struggling. You need to release her money and reinstate her credit card. I stopped at the door, turned around. Or what? She blinked. What? Seriously, what are you going to do? Leave me off another family vacation? You already played that card. This isn't about the cruise. This is about you being cruel to your sister. I gave her $72,000. I'm not cruel. I'm just done being a checkbook. She's your sister. You have a responsibility. She is not my responsibility. I went inside, let the door close behind me. She stood there on the sidewalk staring like she couldn't process what just happened. I took the elevator up to my floor. That night, I slept like a baby. Wednesday, the attorney called. Your parents responded to the partition letter. They're requesting mediation before proceeding with any sale. Are you interested? What are my odds if I just force the sale? Very good. You're a 50% owner with a clear paper trail. The court would almost certainly rule in your favor. Then let's skip mediation. File for partition sale. That's going to damage your relationship with your parents. Good thing I don't have one anymore. Thursday morning, Ashley showed up at my gym. How she knew I'd be there at 6 a.m., I don't know. But she was waiting by the entrance when I arrived. Adam! We need to talk. Nope. You're forcing Mom and Dad to sell the cabin? Are you serious right now? What the heck is wrong with you? I'm a co-owner. I want my equity out. That's called property rights. You're being such an a-hole. That cabin has been in our family for 8 years. We have memories there. Holidays, vacations. You're going to take that away because you're mad about a cruise? Stop being a sensitive jerk. I'm taking it away because my name is on the deed, and I want my $182,000. You've got any problems with that? Her face went pale. $182,000? Market value minus mortgage. I'm entitled to half. They can't afford that. Then they'll sell and we'll split the proceeds. Not my problem. How dare you? You're really going to do this? Destroy the family over money? I'm collecting what I'm owed. You should try it sometime. Tyler still owes you, right? She just stared at me. Screw you. Whatever, Ashley. I walked past her into the gym. She just stood there, cursing under her breath. That Saturday came with an email. Subject: family meeting, mandatory attendance. From Mom. Sent to the entire family. Scheduled for 2 p.m. at their house. We need to talk about Adam's recent behavior and come together as a family to help him through whatever crisis he's experiencing. This is not optional. Crisis. Interesting. Me having boundaries was the crisis. I forwarded it to my attorney with the note, evidence of continued harassment. She replied within an hour. Document everything. This strengthens your case if they try to claim you're acting irrationally. Also consider recording the meeting since Colorado's one-party consent. I showed up at 1:55 p.m. early. I hit record on my phone's voice memo app before I got out of the car. The living room was set up like an intervention, chairs in a circle. Everyone already seated. Mom, Dad, Ashley, Uncle Mike, Aunt Karen, Tyler, all of them staring at me like I was being welcomed to a cult. The tension in the room was thick enough to cut. Nobody was making eye contact with each other, just waiting for me to sit down. My mom had tissues in her hand already, prepared for the performance. Dad looked like he'd rehearsed what he was going to say. Ashley sat with her arms crossed, defensive posture, jaw tight. "Thanks for coming," Dad said carefully. I sat down, didn't say anything. Mom spoke first. "Adam, your behavior over the past 2 weeks has been concerning. Cutting off Ashley's finances, forcing us to sell the cabin, ignoring our calls. This isn't like you. It needs to stop, now." "You're right. The old me would have just taken it." "Taken what?" Uncle Mike asked. "Being excluded, being used, being treated like a piggy bank instead of a family member?" Ashley rolled her eyes. "We didn't exclude you. We changed the date and forgot to tell you. It wasn't personal, and you wouldn't be free anyways." I pulled out my phone, opened the screenshots I'd been collecting, passed it to Dad. September 14th, new group chat created without me. September 15th through October 10th, 27 messages about the cruise. None of them included me. That's not forgetting. That's deliberate. Dad looked at the screenshots. His face fell. "Adam, we didn't mean—" "Yes, you did. Ashley even said it when I called her on the ship. You wanted a trip without the tension. You didn't want me there." Silence. "And now you're mad that I'm acting accordingly. You excluded me, so I'm excluding myself. Permanently." Mom's voice cracked. "You're not excluding yourself. You're punishing us. You're being selfish." "No. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference. By taking away the cabin? By cutting off your sister's money? That's not protection. That's revenge. Call it what you want. I call it getting my life back." Tyler spoke up. "Dude, the cabin thing is harsh. That's been our family spot for years. You can't just—" "Then one of you should have co-signed for it. But you didn't. I did. And now I want out. Where are Mom and Dad supposed to get $182,000? Not my problem." Ashley stood up. "You know what? Screw this. Screw you. You want to be alone? Fine. Be alone. But don't act like you're some victim here. You're just a jerk with a bank account holding grudges. Better than being a leech with a victim complex." "You know what?" she snapped. "The family is better off without you anyways. I hope you die soon." Dead silence. Then she left, slammed the door hard enough to rattle the windows. The room sat in stunned silence. Mom held her mouth. "Gosh, Adam, you know she didn't mean that." Aunt Karen spoke next. "Adam, I understand you're hurt, but this scorched earth approach isn't healthy. You're going to regret this. What I regret is wasting $138,000 on people who don't even deserve it." $138,000? Dad's voice was barely a whisper. I pulled out the spreadsheet, handed it to him. Every loan, every payment, every time I covered someone's emergency. None of you ever paid me back. None of you even said thank you half the time. He looked at the numbers. His hands started shaking. I didn't realize it was this much. "Yeah, neither did I." Mom grabbed the paper, read through it. Her face went from pale to red. "Some of these are normal family things. We helped you through college. You took out parent loans that you paid back yourselves. I had scholarships and worked 3 jobs. Try again. We raised you. That's not a debt. That's called being a parent. You don't get refunds for doing the bare minimum." The room went silent again. Uncle Mike cleared his throat. "So what do you want? An apology?" "No. I want you to leave me alone. Sell the cabin or buy me out. And stop acting like I owe you something." I stood up, headed for the door. "Adam, wait." Dad's voice, broken. I stopped. "Is there anything we can do to fix this?" "Yeah, leave me alone." Then I left, got in my car, drove home. My phone was silent the rest of the night. For the first time in 2 weeks, no one called. No one texted. They'd finally gotten the message. 2 weeks passed. Radio silence from the family. It was the most peace I'd had in years. Then Ashley's Instagram stories started appearing. Screenshots of past due notices. Pictures of her empty fridge. Captions like, "When your family abandons you," and "Struggling but surviving." She was putting me on blast to her 3,000 followers. Playing the victim. Making it look like I'd cut her off for no reason. Comments poured in. Friends of hers saying things like, "So sorry you're going through this," and "Family should stick together," and "Praying for you." I watched it unfold. The manipulation was unbelievable. Then she tagged me in a post. A long one. "My brother decided that his ego is more important than family. He cut off my tuition payments, canceled my credit card, and froze my bank account because we accidentally didn't tell him about a date change for a family vacation. Now I'm facing expulsion from grad school and potential eviction. But sure, I'm the bad guy here. The post went semi-viral. 8,000 likes, 500 comments. People who'd never met me calling me heartless, cruel, abusive. My phone started buzzing with DMs from mutual acquaintances. Hey man, saw Ashley's post? Is everything okay? I didn't respond to any of them. Just screenshot everything from my attorney. Then something interesting happened. One of Ashley's sorority sisters commented, "Girl, I love you, but weren't you just in Miami last weekend posting bottle service pics? Maybe cut back on the brunches before crying poverty." Another comment, "Didn't you just buy a $400 hair treatment? I saw it on your story." The narrative started cracking. People went through her Instagram, found evidence of her spending habits, designer clothes, expensive dinners, trips to Aspen. The tide turned fast. New comments. "This feels manipulative, and maybe your brother has a point." Ashley deleted the post within 6 hours, but screenshots were everywhere. My attorney called that afternoon. "Just saw your sister's social media stunt. This actually helps your case significantly. Shows a pattern of financial irresponsibility and public manipulation. Keep documenting everything." Meanwhile, the partition sale was moving forward. My parents had 30 days to either pay me $182,000 or agree to list the cabin for sale. They were scrambling. Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered by accident. "Adam, please. We're trying to get a home equity loan to buy you out, but the banks won't approve us. We don't have enough income. Please give us more time." "You have 30 days. That's what the law allows." "We'll lose the cabin." 8 years of memories. Should have thought about that before putting my name on the deed and never paying me back. "We'll pay you back. We'll figure something out. Just don't force the sale." "You've had 3 years of rental income from that property. Where did that money go?" Silence. "I'll tell you where. Ashley's grad school apartment. Your kitchen renovation. That trip to Europe last year. Everything except paying down the mortgage or compensating me for my investment. We're family. We don't keep score like that." "Yeah, you do. You just didn't think I was keeping score too." I hung up. 3 days later, Tyler showed up at my office. Made it past the front desk somehow. Caught me in the hallway. "Hey man, can we talk?" "No. I have your $3,000. From that loan. I want to pay you back." That stopped me. "You're 3 years late." "I know, I was a jerk. I should have paid you back immediately. But I want to make it right. Can we grab coffee?" I looked at him. He seemed genuine. "Fine. Downstairs. 15 minutes. We sat at the Starbucks in my building lobby. He handed me a check. $3,000 exactly. "I'm sorry I took advantage of your generosity. I'm sorry I was in that group chat and didn't say anything about you being excluded. That was messed up." First real apology I'd heard. "Why now?" I asked. "Because watching this family implode over the last month made me realize how much you've done for all of us, and how little we appreciated it. Ashley's losing her mind. Your parents are freaking out about the cabin. Everyone's turning on each other. And you're just fine, because you were the glue holding everything together and we never noticed." I took the check. "Thanks. Are you really going to force them to sell the cabin?" "Yes." He nodded slowly. "I get it. I do. But for what it's worth, I think Ashley's scared. Like actually terrified. She's been posting all that dramatic stuff on Instagram, but in real life she's falling apart. Had to lose her apartment. Moved back in with mom and dad. She made her choices." We sat in silence for a minute. "Look," Tyler said. "I'm not asking you to forgive everyone. I'm not asking you to give Ashley money. I'm just saying, maybe there's a middle ground between nuclear war and being everyone's ATM. Maybe, but I haven't found it yet." He left. I went back to work, deposited his check on my lunch break. One down, $135,000 to go. The 30-day deadline came and went. My parents couldn't get the loan. They couldn't buy me out. The cabin was going on the market. Listing price, $485,000. My attorney estimated it would sell within 60 days. I'd walk away with roughly $182,000 after fees and mortgage payoff. Linda called to confirm. "The listing goes live tomorrow at 9 a.m. I've arranged for a real estate agent who specializes in mountain properties. Professional photos were taken last week. The property shows well." "What if they try to sabotage the sale?" I asked. "They can't. As co-owners, they're legally bound to allow showings. Any interference would be contempt of court. I've already filed the partition order. The judge signed it yesterday." My phone started ringing again. Dad this time. "Son, I'm begging you. Don't do this. Your mother is having panic attacks. She can't sleep. She's on medication now. This is killing her. You're doing this to her. You're punishing her for one mistake. One mistake? Dad read that spreadsheet again. This is years of mistakes. We made mistakes. We took you for granted. We're sorry. What else do you want? Nothing. I want nothing from you. That's the point. So you're going to take our home. It's not your home. It's a vacation cabin. You have your actual house. Stop being dramatic. It's our retirement plan. We were going to sell it in 5 years when we retire and use that money to what? Fund another decade of taking me for granted? Hard pass. Please, please don't do this. Sale goes live tomorrow. You have 60 days to say goodbye to it. I hung up. The cabin listing went live the next morning. Pictures of the fireplace, the deck overlooking the mountains, the master bedroom with vaulted ceilings. Within 3 hours, we had 2 showing requests. Ashley sent one final message. No words. Just a video. It was her sitting in what looked like my parents' guest bedroom. Face bare, hair unwashed, eyes red from crying. I don't know if you'll even watch this, but I need you to know that I'm sorry. I treated you like a bank account instead of a brother. I laughed when you were excluded because it was easier than admitting we were wrong. I posted that stuff on Instagram because I wanted to be the victim instead of taking responsibility. And now I'm paying for it. I dropped out of school. I have $30,000 in debt. I'm living with mom and dad in my childhood bedroom at 26 years old. And it's my own fault. I did it to myself. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She was sobbing by the end. Genuine, ugly crying. Not performed for sympathy. Just raw pain. I watched it twice. Then saved it and didn't respond. The cabin sold in 3 weeks. Cash offer. $490,000. After closing costs, agent fees, and the remaining mortgage payoff, the net proceeds were $370,000. My 50% cut, $185,000. The wire transfer hit my account on a Tuesday morning. I stared at the number for a long time. This was it. The end of my financial entanglement with my family. No more co-signed loans. No more automatic transfers. No more safety net. Just me. And $185,000. And complete freedom. 3 months went by. I didn't talk to anyone from my family. Spent the time working on myself. Therapy twice a week. Gym every morning. Picked up hobbies I'd neglected. Started dating. Lived my life without the weight of everyone else's problems. Then my friend Derek's birthday party happened. He invited Tyler without asking me first. Awkward, but whatever. Tyler pulled me aside around 10 p.m. Said he needed to tell me something. Ashley got a job. Marketing coordinator at a startup downtown. She's been there 2 months, working her butt off, living in a tiny studio apartment on the other side of town, taking the bus because she sold her car to pay off some debt. Good for her. She asked me to give you this. He handed me an envelope. Don't open it now. Just open it when you're ready. He left before I could ask questions. I took the envelope home, let it sit on my kitchen counter for 3 days. Finally opened it on a Friday night. Inside was a check for $500 and a letter. Adam, I don't expect you to forgive me or to want a relationship with me, but I need to start paying you back. Not because you asked, because I owe you. This is the first payment. There will be more, however long it takes. I'm also in therapy now, learning about boundaries and taking accountability. You were right about everything. I was a leech. I'm sorry. Ashley. I stared at the check for a long time. $500 out of $72,000. At this rate, it would take her 12 years to pay me back. But she was trying. That same weekend, I got an email from Dad. Adam, I'm not writing to ask for anything. I'm writing because you deserve to know what's been happening. Your mother and I have been in therapy. We're working through a lot of things. How we took your reliability for granted. How we enabled Ashley's behavior. How we made you feel like your worth was tied to your wallet. We taught you that you had to earn your place in the family. And that's on us, not you. We failed you as parents. I'm sorry. Your mother is sorry. And we're trying to do better. Take care of yourself. Dad, I read it 3 times. It was the most honest thing he'd ever said to me. I didn't respond. Not yet. Thanksgiving came. Derek invited me again. This time I went. Around dessert, his mom asked about my family. I gave her the short version. She nodded. Sometimes the family you're born into isn't the family you need. And that's okay. True. Derek's family was different from mine. Loud. Chaotic but functional. His dad told bad jokes. His mom fussed over everyone. His sister and her husband bickered playfully about football teams. Nobody expected me to fix their problems. It felt good. I went home that night feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Content. Then my phone rang at midnight. Tyler. Hey man, sorry to call so late. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Your mom collapsed at Thanksgiving dinner. Dad took her to the hospital. She's okay, but I thought you should know. I sat up in bed. What happened? I think she just broke down. All the stress, the guilt, everything. She's physically fine, just emotionally exhausted. Is she still there? Yeah, room 412. I hung up, sat there in the dark. I could go, or I could stay home. I got dressed. The drive to the hospital was quiet. No traffic, just me and my thoughts. I got to room 412 around 1 a.m. Knocked. Dad opened the door. He looked 10 years older than the last time I'd seen him. Son, you came. Yeah. Mom was asleep in the bed. She looked small, fragile. How is she? She's okay, Dad said quietly. Doctors said it was exhaustion. They want to keep her overnight for observation. I nodded. Sat in the chair by the window. Dad sat across from me. We stayed in silence for a while. I meant what I said in that email, Dad finally spoke. All of it. I know. We messed up badly for years, and I don't know how to fix it. Maybe you can't fix it. Maybe it just has to stay broken. He nodded. Maybe. But I'm going to keep trying anyway, even if you never come back. Why? Because you're my son, and I love you. Even if I did a terrible job showing it. I looked at him. He was being genuine. No manipulation. No guilt trip. Just honesty. Just so you know, I do forgive you, but that doesn't mean things will go back to how they were. I understand. We sat there until the sun started coming up. Didn't talk much. Just existed in the same space without fighting. When Mom woke up around 7 a.m., she saw me sitting there. Her eyes filled with tears. Adam, I'm so sorry for everything. I know. It's all right. I left around 8 a.m., went home, showered, went to work. Life continued, and things took an unexpected turn over the next months. Over the next few, Ashley kept sending me payment every month. $500 like clockwork. Never asked for anything. Just paid what she owed. Dad sent occasional emails, updates on his therapy progress, and Mom's health, just keeping me informed. Around month 6, Ashley asked to meet me, and I agreed. She looked different, thinner, tired, older somehow. We met at a coffee shop halfway between our places. She was already there when I arrived, sitting at a corner table with 2 cups. She'd ordered my usual. The fact that she remembered felt significant. Thanks for meeting me, she said. You've been paying me back. Figured I owed you a coffee at least. You don't owe me anything. We talked for 2 hours. The marketing coordinator position was entry level, but she was working her way up. Long hours. Demanding boss. But she was learning. She didn't ask for money. Didn't ask for forgiveness. Just talked. At the end, she handed me another check. $500. 12 down. 132 to go, she said with a weak smile. You know you don't have to do this, right? I'm not expecting repayment. I know, but I am. Because it's the right thing to do. I took the check. By month 9, I went to dinner at my parents' house. Just to see. It was different. They asked about my life, listened when I talked, didn't expect me to fix their problems or pay for things. Just treated me like their son instead of their bank. It wasn't perfect. Wasn't even close. But it was better. And that was enough for now. A year later, Ashley made her final payment. Check for $500 that brought her total to $6,500. She met me at the same coffee shop, handed me the envelope. I know this isn't the full $72,000, she said, but it's everything I can afford right now. And I wanted you to know I haven't forgotten. I'll keep paying until it's done. I looked at the check, then at her. It's enough, I said. Consider us even. Her eyes went wide. What? You've proven your point. You've changed. The rest is forgiven. She started crying. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me. Just don't go back to who you were. I won't. I promise. I believed her. Things weren't perfect with my family. Probably never would be. But they were better. Different. I had boundaries now. Ones they respected. I wasn't the family bank anymore. I was just their son. Their brother. And that was exactly what I needed to be. The cabin sold to a nice family from California. They sent us a Christmas card that first year showing their kids on the deck. It stung a little. But mostly I was glad it went to someone who'd appreciate it. Ashley got promoted at her job. Started dating someone who actually treated her well. Mom and Dad sold their house and downsized to a condo. Used the equity to build their retirement fund properly this time. And me? I kept living my life. I started dating a girl who respected my boundaries. Got promoted at work. Invested my money in myself for once. Because here's the thing about family. Sometimes you have to burn it all down before you can build something better. And that's exactly what I did. YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this video deserves to blow up, and it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.